On the broad road, three men walked slowly side by side. I really don't get what's going on with those guys from the human hall. Are they just a bunch of cowards hiding in their shells? The man in the middle stepped slightly ahead of the others, clearly marking his higher status. Heh, among those from the human hall, only a few who live in the Five Bamboo residence have any real strength. The rest of the disciples are hardly worth your attention, senior brother. The man on the left flattered. Of course. Do you even know who our senior brother Ye Qing is? He's a late 5-star Dou D. Handling a few disciples from the human hall would be a piece of cake. The man on the right chimed in, laughing. Heh, you two know how to talk. Don't worry, even though your strength is only at the early 5-star Dou D level right now, as long as you stick with me, the benefits will keep coming. Ye Qing, the man in the middle, grinned broadly at their words. Of course, with Brother Yi leading us, what chance do those from the human hall stand? The two men continued in agreement. Oh, by the way, Brother Yi, why does that little witch from our Earth Hall keep hanging around the human hall? One of the flatterers suddenly asked, remembering something. Tiske, that little witch has quite the grudge against that Xiao Yan from the human hall. I don't know where she heard it, but apparently, Xiao Yan managed to kill the twin ghost emperors from the ghost realm with only the strength of a 4-star Dou D. Ye Qing said skeptically. The twin ghost emperors were figures comparable in strength to the vice hall masters of the Incense Pavilion. How could a mere 4-star Dou D brat take them down? Does the little witch actually believe that? Both men exclaimed in surprise. That's hard to say, Ye Qing shrugged. But I'd really love to step on that Xiao Yan kid myself. A hint of greed flashed in Ye Qing's eyes as he spoke. Although this was the Incense Pavilion, the higher-ups generally turned a blind eye to the overt and covert struggles between the three halls, heaven, earth, and human. After all, competition breeds motivation, and as long as the conflicts didn't cross any life or death lines, no one would interfere too much. That Xiao Yan really is something else. Ever since he joined the Incense Pavilion, he's been on leave for 5 years. He claimed he was off training. I wonder if he might have met a tragic end during his adventures, one of the men mused. Could be. After all, when he joined the pavilion, he was just a perfect 4-star Dou D. Even if he didn't die during his training, his strength likely hasn't improved much beyond Brother Ye's. The two men speculated in turn. Let's go. We should head for our training. The individual matches are almost over, and the team matches will begin soon. Any little improvement counts. Ye Qing smiled at his two companions. Yes, we'll be counting on Brother Yi for guidance. The two junior brothers said eagerly, their faces full of admiration. After all, Ye Qing was a genuine late 5-star Dou D, and having his guidance would make their training much more efficient. No problem, Ye Qing chuckled, leading the way toward one of the Earth Hall's training grounds. The training grounds in the Incense Pavilion were divided between the three halls, heaven, earth, and human, and were further graded by quality. Most of the training grounds were caves, with those deeper in the mountain range offering greater benefits for cultivation. However, securing one of these prime locations wasn't easy. The caves were divided into 9 levels, and even someone as strong as Ye Qing, a late 5-star Dou D, could only train in a 4th-grade cave. Moreover, these caves weren't permanently assigned. If someone challenged the current occupant and won, the cave could change hands. Ye Qing and his companions approached a large gate, and Ye Qing stepped forward to speak to the 2 guards stationed there. Honored seniors, we're here to train, Ye Qing said as he stepped ahead. Ye Qing of the Earth Hall, strength at the late 5-star Dou D level. You may enter the 4th layer of the cave, one of the guards announced. Yang one of the Earth Hall, strength at the early 5-star Dou D level. You may enter the 2nd layer. Zhejiang of the Earth Hall, strength at the early 5-star Dou D level. You may enter the 2nd layer. We're currently in the midst of the Incense Pavilion's competition. It's good that you're seizing the time to train, one of the elder guards remarked, clearly addressing Ye Qing. Disciple understands. Ye Qing bowed respectfully and was just about to enter when a sudden gust of wind forced him back. What a powerful surge of Dou Qi. This must be the presence of a 6-star Dou D. Ye Qing quickly retreated, his mind racing. Oh, Ye Qing, you've come at the right time. Someone just entered the domain of scorched heavens. Go and see what's going on, a calm voice called out to him. Second brother's strength is truly terrifying, Ye Qing muttered, addressing the unseen speaker. He comes and goes like a shadow. As expected of the senior brother, his two companions murmured enviously. After all, their second brother's strength was said to have reached the 6-star Dou D level years ago. Let's go see what's happening, Ye Qing said, familiar with his second brother's elusive nature. Though mysterious, his senior brother was well-loved among the Earth Hall disciples. What's this? A formation? Just as Xiao Yan entered the domain of scorched heavens, the power of the sacred flame within him flickered. Heart Rock, the spirit of the sacred flame, stared intently at the surrounding void. What is it? Xiao Yan asked. Nothing. I just want to test the strength of this formation. Heart Rock, having emerged from Xiao Yan's body, gazed at the formation in curiosity. You just consumed the sacred flame. Don't you want to test its power? Heart Rock appeared before Xiao Yan, startling him. You can leave my body freely? Xiao Yan asked in surprise. This sacred flame spirit was just like little E, the fire elf. Of course I can. Ever since you absorbed me, I've become part of you. I'm a strand of power derived from the sacred flame within you. If the sacred flame is damaged, I'll be affected as well. Unless the essence of the sacred flame is harmed, or someone forcibly extracts it, or you burn it yourself, I'll continue to exist, Heart Rock explained, his youthful appearance giving him an air of vitality. I see. Xiao Yan nodded, finally understanding the nature of the sacred flame spirit. This was something he hadn't expected. Well then, let's give it a try, Xiao Yan said, raising his head with newfound confidence. His gaze fixed firmly on the sky, where streaks of red-colored clouds loomed overhead. Go! With a simple motion, Xiao Yan released a burst of fierce Dou Qi toward the sky. Boom, boom, boom. The energy exploded midair without hitting anything, its force scattering in all directions. Heh, so that kid is finally back? But the power within him seems terrifying. Huh. The flames on this kid are deeply hidden, but they're definitely different from when he left the Incense Pavilion. In a wooden house inside the human hall, Elder Zhu slowly lay back on a chair, his eyes closed as he spoke softly. Someone has broken into the domain of scorched heavens. Ye Qing immediately noticed the explosion in the sky and, without any delay, increased his speed to investigate. TSK, looks like quite the commotion. Heart Rock, return for now. The Incense Pavilion is home to some terrifying experts. Even though they might not harbor ill intent, it's better to be cautious, Xiao Yan said, looking at the explosion in the sky and sensing a faint but oppressive aura emanating from the depths of the pavilion. Got it. What a hassle. Oh, by the way, the dragon soul on your ancient ruler of heavenly flames was injured during the battle with the blood demon envoy's energy clone. But don't worry, it's currently in seclusion under my care. When it emerges, its soul power should be significantly restored, Heart Rock said as he re-entered Xiao Yan's body, not forgetting to mention this tidbit. Good. Xiao Yan nodded in response. He was well aware of the state of the dragon soul, and now that Heart Rock was helping, Xiao Yan felt more at ease. Without the artifact spirit, the ancient ruler of heavenly flames was simply an ordinary weapon. Now, let's see just how formidable this domain of scorched heavens really is. With that, Xiao Yan's body trembled slightly, and an overwhelming surge of fiery power erupted from him. This flame power was clearly different from the fusion of the 23 types of heavenly flames Xiao Yan had previously used. The intertwined, complex colors of his flame, Dou Qi carried a faint aura of desolation. Roar! Seemingly provoked by Xiao Yan's attack, the vast domain of scorched heavens that blanketed the entire Incense Pavilion suddenly grew violent. In the sky where Xiao Yan stood, a massive, invisible flame python began to form. The python hissed, flicking its tongue, its gaze filled with hatred as it fixed on Xiao Yan. The power emanating from its massive body was enough to destroy the heavens and earth. As expected of the domain of scorched heavens, just this terrifying energy alone would be too much for even a 7-star Dou D. And from the looks of it, the domain hasn't even unleashed its full strength. It seems like it's holding back. Xiao Yan analyzed the situation, his enhanced soul power allowing him to gather this information simply from the presence of the invisible flame python. Hiss! The invisible flame python opened its mouth, and a terrifying blast of flame shot toward Xiao Yan with hair-raising speed. Perfect! Xiao Yan shouted. The fierce flame power on his body instantly flowed into his hand as he calmly reached out to grasp the oncoming flames. In that moment, the terrifying flames were caught in his grip, unable to escape. They dissipated into a wisp of smoke, leaking from between Xiao Yan's fingers. It seems that with the power of the sacred flame combined with the heavenly flames, ordinary fire attribute opponents are no match for me. If I could fully fuse the sacred flame with the heavenly flames, fighting opponents at a higher level wouldn't be impossible. But these two flames are difficult to merge perfectly. Never mind. I'll take it one step at a time. Satisfied with the results, Xiao Yan let his body descend, exiting the domain of scorched heavens. As for the invisible flame python within the domain, it vanished soon after Xiao Yan left. After all, since Xiao Yan had already absorbed the aura of the Incense Pavilion, the domain hadn't unleashed its full power. Otherwise, not even Mu Suzi himself could easily gain the upper hand within the domain, let alone Xiao Yan. Now, even though I'm only at the late 6-star Dou D level, I can still hold my own against some perfect 6-star Dou D experts. I might even be able to try my hand against some early 7-star Dou D powerhouses. As Xiao Yan landed on the ground, he couldn't help but reflect on the power boost from absorbing the sacred flame. His Dou Qi had become even more mysterious. Normally, when someone advances to the 6-star Dou D level, their Dou Qi undergoes a transformation, shrinking in size as a necessary step to eventually reach the Dou Xian level. But to Xiao Yan's surprise, instead of shrinking, the massive ocean of Dou Qi within him had condensed into a 100-foot-tall flame beast, leaving him puzzled. Still, Xiao Yan could tell that the size of his Dou Qi was no less than that of some 7-star Dou D experts. Let's head back. Little E and the others should have returned by now. I wonder how much time has passed. Xiao Yan murmured as he walked along the path, recalling that the Incense Pavilion was divided into 3 halls: Heaven, Earth, and Human. Among them, the Heaven Hall was the most powerful and rumored to be the core of the pavilion. Its disciples were few, likely numbering in the single digits. The second-ranking Earth Hall had the most disciples in the entire Incense Pavilion. Although the quantity of disciples didn't necessarily guarantee its ranking, Earth Hall's disciples were generally stronger than those from the Human Hall. Last in rank was the Human Hall, the one Xiao Yan had joined. Despite being ranked last, the Human Hall wasn't obscure within the Incense Pavilion or even across the entire Mystic 3 Heavens, thanks to one unforgettable reason. The Human Hall was home to the sacred class Dou technique, Heaven Shifting Ruler. This technique was the hallmark of the entire Incense Pavilion. Although it was said that only the first-generation Pavilion Master had ever mastered and passed it down, none of the disciples over the centuries had been able to learn it. Even though no one had succeeded in mastering it, the technique hadn't faded from people's minds over time. After all, a sacred class Dou technique was a treasure of immeasurable value. Hey there, brother. You look unfamiliar. As Xiao Yan strolled slowly towards the Human Hall, 3 figures approached and addressed him. The 3 figures were none other than Ye Qing and his 2 companions, who had gone to check out the disturbance in the domain of scorched heavens. The 3 had rushed over after noticing a stranger in the domain and had seen its powers stirring. But by the time they got close, everything had calmed down again, as though nothing had happened, leaving Ye Qing and the others puzzled. After all, this was a matter entrusted to them by their second senior brother, and if anything went wrong, they wouldn't be able to escape the blame. Oh, seems like I took a wrong turn. I just got back from training and lost my way a bit, Xiao Yan replied with a hearty laugh. Lost your way? Ye Qing frowned upon hearing this, as if something suddenly clicked in his mind. Brother, could you tell me the way to the Human Hall? Xiao Yan asked, looking around and seeing no one else nearby. Hehe, the Human Hall is just straight ahead. But hold on, brother. You seem unfamiliar. Did you happen to see the stranger who entered the domain of scorched heavens? Ye Qing bombarded Xiao Yan with questions, leaving him slightly embarrassed. Xiao Yan had only tested the invisible flame python for a brief moment to check his power, but it had still been noticed. To be honest, I'm Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan scratched his head and smiled at the trio. You're Xiao Yan? That Xiao Yan from the human hall who's been missing for 5 years? The one who supposedly came first in the points-grabbing contest and even defeated the twin ghost emperors? Upon hearing this, Ye Qing's brows furrowed tightly. For some reason, the man in front of him gave off a faint sense of danger. If the Incense Pavilion doesn't have someone else with the same name, then I suppose that's me, Xiao Yan said casually, waving his hand as he continued walking without any intention of stopping. Heh, no need to rush off, brother Xiao. You must be the very Xiao Yan from the human hall, Ye Qing said, suddenly smiling as he realized this man's potential strength. Although he sensed that Xiao Yan was quite powerful, Ye Qing couldn't let him leave just like that, so he had no choice but to speak up. Oh, by the way, the person who entered the domain of scorched heavens earlier, that was also me. Xiao Yan stopped, turned around, and smiled at the trio. I couldn't control my strength, that's all. What? Ye Qing's body stiffened as he heard this. He was well aware of how terrifying the domain of scorched heavens was. Even peak Dou experts feared it, let alone this young man. In that case, you should come with us and meet our second brother. He's been managing the domain lately, and since this incident happened on his watch, there's no way he won't be held responsible. Ye Qing quickly suggested, his mind racing. Go where? Xiao Yan replied, his tone turning firm. I just got back, and I haven't even returned to the human hall yet, but you want me to go elsewhere? Heh, brother Xiao, we're from the Earth Hall, so we won't do anything to you. You just need to come with us and explain the situation, and you'll be able to return to the human hall in no time. One of Ye Qing's 2 companions chimed in. Oh, really? Xiao Yan sighed. It seems it was my fault for entering the domain of scorched heavens. How about this then? He suddenly spoke up, his tone shifting. How about the 3 of you come at me together? If you can beat me, I'll go with you. What? Brother Xiao, are you serious? All 3 of us against you? Isn't that clearly bullying? Ye Qing scoffed. Although there's no explicit rule against sparring in the Incense Pavilion, if this gets out, we'll become the laughingstock of the other disciples. Then I'm leaving. Xiao Yan, growing tired of the conversation, waved dismissively. He was more interested in returning to the 5 bamboo residence to find little E and the others. There was no point in wasting time here. Stop right there. Ye Qing called out as Xiao Yan was about to leave. How could he, a disciple of the Earth Hall, allow someone from the human hall, especially someone like Xiao Yan, to ignore him? His status and power were far superior to this kid's. He had to teach him a lesson. If you really are the infamous Xiao Yan of the human hall, why don't we have a little sparring match? What do you think? Ye Qing said, his tone still polite but carrying a sharp edge. You should have said that from the start. Xiao Yan rolled his eyes, clearly unimpressed. Let's get this over with. I'll give you 10 seconds, he said indifferently. Kid, sometimes words won't save you. Don't pick a fight you can't win. Ye Qing's voice turned cold, anger rising in his chest. This kid clearly had no respect for the Earth Hall. Let's see if you can last those 10 seconds first, Xiao Yan retorted, completely ignoring Ye Qing's words. Without waiting for Ye Qing to make a move, Xiao Yan struck first. Boom, boom, boom. His terrifying punch flew straight toward Ye Qing, aiming for his lower body, giving him no time to dodge. At the critical moment, Ye Qing's entire body flickered with silver Dou Qi as he pushed off with his toes, leaping away from the ground just in time. Not bad. Your reflexes are all right, Xiao Yan commented. He wasn't using his full strength, after all. This was just a spar between fellow disciples, not a life or death battle. Xiao Yan's attacks were casual and disorganized. Even so, the pressure on Ye Qing was immense. As their exchanges continued, Ye Qing gradually sensed a faint fiery energy emanating from Xiao Yan. Although Xiao Yan had hidden the flame power well, Ye Qing still caught a glimpse of it, causing his heart to tremble. I can't let this drag on any longer. If I don't do something, I'll be defeated by this kid sooner or later. And if I lose, Ye Qing's eyes flashed with determination. His Dou Qi surged within him as he began preparing a powerful Dou technique. So, you're going to use a Dou technique, huh? Xiao Yan grinned. Fine. Let's see if my sacred flame Dou Qi can hold its own. He unleashed a trace of his sacred flame energy, though it was so tightly controlled that Ye Qing couldn't detect it. Brother Xiao, let me show you what it means to respect your seniors, Ye Qing said, raising his hands above his head as a terrifying energy began to coalesce. You? Xiao Yan scoffed. Without hesitation, he activated his Dou Qi. Look, it's the thunder chanting pearl. That's a low-tier immortal class Dou technique. I didn't expect Brother Yi to use it. This Xiao Yan must be no ordinary disciple. One of Ye Qing's companions remarked. You can't say that. Brother Yi probably just wants to end the match quickly so Xiao Yan can return to the Earth Hall. The other disciple responded. Let's see how you handle the power of lightning. Ye Qing sneered, his hands releasing a massive sphere of crackling lightning energy, the thunder-chanting pearl, hurtling toward Xiao Yan. As soon as he launched the attack, Ye Qing's Dou Qi was drained by nearly 90%, indicating how taxing the technique was. Bring it on. Xiao Yan laughed, wrapping his entire body in sacred flame energy as he charged head-on toward the incoming lightning sphere. Boom, boom, boom. The deafening explosion echoed through the area, drawing the attention of people nearby. Wait, isn't that where Ye Qing and the others went to check the domain of scorched heavens? Why does it sound like there's a battle going on? Is something happening over there? Let's go check it out. With those words, a figure disappeared, heading toward the disturbance. Damn it! Are you trying to get yourself killed? Ye Qing shouted in a panic. After using the thunder-chanting pearl, his Dou Qi was already depleted. Seeing Xiao Yan crash into the lightning sphere, Ye Qing was alarmed. Although the Incense Pavilion didn't forbid internal battles, if someone got seriously injured or killed, Ye Qing would be in serious trouble. He knew how lethal his thunder-chanting pearl was. It could easily kill a 5-star Dou D. Damn it, I can't retract it. Ye Qing tried to pull back the thunder-chanting pearl, but realized he had already lost control over it. Damn it, don't die on me. Xiao Yan. Ye Qing's pupil shrank in fear. If Xiao Yan was severely injured, he'd be in deep trouble. Brother Yi, your immortal class Dou technique isn't all that impressive. Xiao Yan's voice rang out calmly amidst the fading lightning. Do you have more? Come on, give me another one. Just as Ye Qing was engulfed in fear, the moment the two forces clashed, there was no sound or energy explosion. All that could be seen was Xiao Yan opening his mouth and swallowing the thunder-chanting pearl whole. Madman! This guy is definitely insane. Ye Qing couldn't help but curse. Earth Hall people, you're not that impressive after all. See you next time, Xiao Yan remarked nonchalantly. His tone carried an unmistakable warning, clearly indicating that he had picked up on Ye Qing's condescending attitude toward the human hall. Xiao Yan had already assessed their strength. Ye Qing, while a late 5-star Dou D, was still far inferior to Xiao Yan. As for the two disciples following Ye Qing, their strength didn't even warrant a mention. Hold on. What about the incident in the domain of scorched heavens? Just as Xiao Yan turned to leave, a sweet voice floated out. Xiao Yan paused, turning back only to sense another unfamiliar aura beside the still weak Ye Qing, who was still recovering from being hit by the sacred flame Dou Qi. The moment this new aura appeared, it immediately calmed the unstable Dou Qi within Ye Qing, doing so at an astonishing speed that left Xiao Yan momentarily puzzled. Come out, or I'll force you to. Xiao Yan's eyes narrowed, scanning the surroundings coldly. A subtle ripple of energy spread from him, poised to strike at the slightest movement. With Xiao Yan's current strength, even without using the power of the sacred flame, he could handle a perfect 6-star Dou D with ease. His earlier actions toward Ye Qing had been a mere warning, as he had no real intention of causing harm to a fellow disciple. So, you're the Xiao Yan from the human hall? A gentle voice rang out, and from the shadows emerged a woman dressed in white. Her eyes reflected a rare look of curiosity. Xiao Yan's expression shifted slightly when he saw her. The woman's white robes accentuated her graceful curves, and while she wasn't stunningly beautiful, she was undeniably striking. Her calm smile and unique aura gave her an alluring charm that was hard to ignore. Senior sister Ling Xuan, Ye Qing, still shocked by Xiao Yan's immense strength, softened his expression the moment he saw the woman. Ling Xuan, the infamous Little Witch of the Earth Hall. Her reputation was unparalleled in the Earth Hall, not just for her power but for her beauty as well. She was the dream of many Incense Pavilion disciples. I'm Xiao Yan. What do you want with me? Xiao Yan responded coldly, noting the curiosity in Ling Xuan's eyes. Nothing. I just wanted to see if the rumors about the Xiao Yan from the human hall were true, Ling Xuan said nonchalantly, trying to provoke Xiao Yan. After all, you're the one who supposedly killed the twin ghost emperors. Her gaze never wavered from Xiao Yan. Despite being a mid-stage 6-star Dou, Ling Xuan couldn't shake the faint feeling of fear that crept up when she faced him. Now that you've seen me, what do you think? Xiao Yan asked, confused. He had never spread any information about himself, so the fact that this woman seemed to know his story piqued his interest. Given Ye Qing's respectful attitude toward her, her status in the Earth Hall was clearly significant. You don't seem as impressive as the rumors suggest, Ling Xuan said dismissively, turning her gaze away from Xiao Yan as if to taunt him. Oh, by the way, the individual matches in our heaven, earth, and human halls have already ended. How about a one-on-one duel with me? Ling Xuan clenched her fists in excitement, her eyes gleaming as she stared at Xiao Yan. I refuse, Xiao Yan replied flatly, not interested in causing further trouble with this woman whose background he still didn't know. You dare refuse me? Ling Xuan's face twisted in frustration. Do you even know who I am? I don't have time for your childish games, and I'm not interested in knowing who you are, Xiao Yan responded calmly. Without looking back, he began walking toward the 5 bamboo residence of the human hall. You. Ling Xuan was furious. How could she, the pampered princess of the Earth Hall, tolerate such treatment? She was used to being admired and revered by her fellow disciples. Senior sister, maybe we should let it go. I can't even fully gauge his strength. Ye Qing quickly intervened. He had already realized that Xiao Yan's abilities were far beyond his own, and his strongest attack had barely scratched him. The thought of facing Xiao Yan again filled Ye Qing with unease. I don't care. I'll make sure that Xiao Yan understands the consequences of his arrogance. Ling Xuan huffed angrily before storming off. Strange, Xiao Yan clearly wasn't using his full strength during our fight, and the flame power he possesses is terrifying, Ye Qing murmured as he watched Xiao Yan's figure fade into the distance, feeling an unsettling tremor in his heart. He quickly followed Ling Xuan. In the courtyard of the 5 bamboo residence. Why isn't Xiao Yan back yet? How much time has passed? Do you think something happened to him? For figures sat in the courtyard, chatting anxiously. Mu Feng, don't talk nonsense. Xiao Yan is so strong. How could anything happen to him? Lu Di glared at Mu Feng. They had all witnessed Xiao Yan's incredible power when they ventured into the desolate Death Desert. It's been 5 years. I can't help but worry a little, Mu Feng said slowly. 5 years may seem like a long time, but for someone absorbing the sacred flame, it's not that much, Mu Ying added. In these 5 years, the group had spent 2 years training in the desert mountain range, and then returned to the Incense Pavilion to train for 3 more years. They had used this time to digest the gains they had made in the desert, resulting in significant improvements in both strength and combat experience. Lu Di and Mu Feng had both advanced to the late 5-star Dou D level, which was enough to make even some Earth Hall disciples break out in a cold sweat. Mu Ying, on the other hand, had reached the perfect 5-star Dou D level, only 1 step away from becoming a 6-star Dou D. As for little E, his strength had risen to the perfect 8-star Dou D level. To progress further, he would likely need to undergo an evolution, as he had reached the pinnacle of his current form. My big brother will be fine. His strength is beyond even my understanding. Plus, we have a special connection. So I can tell he's all right, Little E said, gazing out of the 5 bamboo residence. I wonder how Xiao Yan's progress is going. The sacred flame. I've only heard of it before, but this is the first time I've seen it in person, Mu Feng said, his face full of anticipation. The sacred flame's power was something none of them had experienced before, and even Mu Feng's Dou Qi seemed to ignite in its presence. a testament to the flame's terrifying strength. This is a secret. It's best not to share it with outsiders. After all, the rarity of the sacred flame is, Little E suddenly spoke, clearly cautious of something. You're right, it's better if we keep this to ourselves, the others chimed in. By the way, I heard the individual matches at the Incense Pavilion's Heaven, Earth, and Human Halls have concluded. Up next is the team competition in 10 days. The team event requires 5 people, and we can't afford to be short one. But right now, Mu Ying, who had been silent, fluttered her eyelashes as she spoke. We're still missing one member. While it's not hard to pick someone from the Heaven Hall, the issue is Mu Feng's eyes showed a trace of contemplation as he spoke. Look, he's back. Just as everyone was pondering how to resolve the issue, a man with a heavy ruler on his back slowly approached the bamboo residence. Long time no see, everyone. A familiar voice softly echoed in their ears. Big brother, I knew you'd be okay. Little E was the first to sense Xiao Yan's presence and immediately dashed toward him like an arrow. Xiao Yan and Little E embraced tightly, the deep bond between them unmistakable. How did it go? After separating, Little E eagerly asked. It worked, Xiao Yan calmly replied. A moment later, an intense, earth-yellow sacred flame quietly appeared in his palm. As the flame emerged, the surrounding temperature skyrocketed, causing the very space around it to tremble slightly. This is the power of the sacred flame? Little Yi's pupils suddenly reflected a terrifying energy as he curiously observed the sacred flame in Xiao Yan's hand. The 35th ranked sacred flame, Fireheart Heavenly Rock, Xiao Yan said casually. But how are the sacred flame's power and heavenly flames connected? Little Yi had a secret bond with Xiao Yan and immediately noticed something unusual in Xiao Yan's body. I'll have to take it slow, Xiao Yan replied helplessly. It was evident that while he had devoured the sacred flame and heavenly flames within him were still at odds. Had he not separated their powers, an explosion would have erupted inside him. Your aura seems. Just as Xiao Yan and Little E were chatting, Mu Feng appeared on Xiao Yan's right side, his gaze firmly fixed on him. Mu Feng could sense an incredibly frightening aura from Xiao Yan, which startled him. After all, Mu Feng was now at the late stage of the 5-star Dou Di, and this aura wasn't present when they left the desert mountain range. I was lucky to break through, Xiao Yan smiled faintly, not hiding anything since these people were trustworthy. 6-star Dou Di? Lu Di, who was usually quiet, spoke up while gazing at Xiao Yan. Close enough, Xiao Yan explained briefly. How many stages did you go through during your Dou Di tribulation? After a brief hesitation, Mu Feng asked the question on everyone's mind. Dou Di tribulation? Xiao Yan's heart sank. He had never experienced a Dou Di tribulation during his breakthrough to the late stage of the 6-star Dou Di. It was only after devouring the sacred flame and the evolution of the flame mantra that his strength surged. He hadn't encountered any Dou Di tribulation at all. Don't tell me you broke through to the 6-star Dou Di without going through the Dou Di tribulation? Mu Feng's eyes widened in shock as he stared at Xiao Yan like he was looking at a monster. I never experienced the Dou Di tribulation. When I was in the desert mountain range devouring the sacred flame, the tribulation may have been concealed by the mysterious forces of the mountain or the power of the sacred flame. Xiao Yan reasoned after thinking about it for half the night. Nonsense. There's something strange inside you. Passing the Dou Di tribulation greatly increases your chances of success. How did you not go through one? Mu Feng seemed baffled. Odd indeed. The heart rock within Xiao Yan's body also murmured in confusion, evidently skeptical of what Mu Feng and the others were saying. That's impossible. After soaking in the Xianling Royal Pool, we had a much higher success rate for breaking through to the 6-star Dou Di. Even if we were to face the Dou Di tribulation, it would have been far more terrifying. And I've heard that only after surviving the Dou Di tribulation can you produce the force of life and death within your body. Mu Ying stared at Xiao Yan for a while, sensing a terrifying flame power within him, likely from the sacred flame, but she felt no trace of the force of life and death. But you have no sign of the force of life and death in you. How strange, Mu Ying remarked with her beautiful eyes fixed on Xiao Yan. What? You can only gain the force of life and death after surviving the Dou tribulation? Xiao Yan's face grew somber. As Mu Yingying had pointed out, although Xiao Yan had reached the late stage of the 6-star Dou, he had no trace of the force of life and death within him. The 6-star Dou was considered a major dividing line because advancing to this stage required passing the 6-star Dou tribulation. The 6-star Dou tribulation was divided into 9 stages, with 1 being the weakest and 9 the strongest. After enduring the baptism of the Dou tribulation, one would continuously generate the force of life and death within their body. The force of life and death was far more brilliant and terrifying than Dou Qi. It was the trump card of a 6-star Dou powerhouse. This mysterious disappearance of your Dou tribulation is quite strange, Little Li said with a heavy tone. As a fire spirit, Little Li only had a partial understanding of human cultivation. Well, I'll ask Elder Zhu when I get back, Xiao Yan decided. Although he was surprised, he knew that these few probably didn't know much about the situation, so he spoke up. Forget it, it's good to have you back. The 4 of them responded in unison. What? Is something good happening? Xiao Yan asked with a smile. Since devouring the sacred flame, his strength had skyrocketed, and even his control over flames had become much stronger. Combined with the explosion of his soul power due to the soul liquid, his alchemy skills had likely improved significantly. Heh, you've been in seclusion for 5 years. In that time, a lot has changed in the mystic 3 heavens, Mu Feng said with a grin, evidently well informed about recent events. Stop beating around the bush and spill it, Lu Di, rolling his eyes at Mu Feng, urged. Let's start with the Xianling royal family. The strongest force in the Xianling royal family, the Dragon Devourer Legion, along with its deputy commander and several powerful members, disappeared. The Xianling king is also missing. Although the royal family is suppressing the news, rumors have already spread. Many predict that a great upheaval is coming to the Xianling royal family. Then there's the Purgatory Hall, which has slain many people from the Ghost Realm. However, they found a massive breach and suspect that people from the Ghost Realm have already infiltrated the mystic 3 heavens. Whether that's true or not remains unknown. Lastly, the major sects are all holding competitions, trying to select the best candidates to participate in the Super Sect tournament in 2 years, Mu Feng added with a slow smile. 5 years really did bring quite a lot of changes, Xiao Yan muttered, already forming some plans in his mind. The enmity between the Xianling royal family and the Incense Pavilion had deepened over time, and the difficulties the Xianling royal family faced were exactly what the Incense Pavilion wanted to see. However, Xiao Yan was still puzzled about where the people of the Xianling royal family had gone. It seemed that the entire Xianling royal family, along with the Dragon Devourer Legion and the Xianling king, had gone to the desolate Death Desert, though what exactly they were doing there remained a mystery. On top of that, there was the discovery of a breach that allowed the Ghost Realm to invade the mystic 3 heavens. Whether or not any ghostly beings had entered to scheme against the mystic 3 heavens, Xiao Yan remained unfazed, especially since he had the soul-devouring talisman at his disposal. You mentioned that all the major sects are holding competitions. I wonder how the competition at our Incense Pavilion is progressing. Xiao Yan paused in thought for a moment before suddenly asking. He had overheard some people from the Earth Hall beneath the domain of Scorched Heavens, mentioning that the individual matches seemed to have already concluded.